I know I'm gonna, yeah, bad connection as usual. But you know what? I don't care because I know I'm gonna have people watch me in a few minutes. Come on, people. I know you're watching me, so come chill with your boy. I'm going live. Uh, all right. I guess I could just get started since nobody is watching me as usual. So, this whole situation deal with the coronavirus and why it has quickly spread in the United States. Started from China, people coming from China, and then all of a sudden it started spreading everywhere, and that leads to my concerns. You know, like there's so many countries and cities that caught the virus, and I'm worried about the whole virus thing hitting DC. Excuse me, I got hiccups. I'm just worried about the whole virus hitting towards DC is where I'm from. And the last thing I need to be worrying about is everybody else in my family getting it. But we are taking care of ourselves, making sure that we're washing our hands everywhere we go, where we're going outside, when we're going places, and coming back from that place and going to the refrigerator to get the food out, whatever you want to cook something, coming from the bathroom, make sure you wash your hands at all costs. So that way you can prevent from getting the coronavirus as well. And it's just crazy, man. This whole week has been nothing but some wild mess. And when I mean wild mess, I mean wild mess. So now I found out from Governor Larry Hogan, that Maryland is this first case of getting the coronavirus, and this is just sad, man. Like I don't know why the you know what the here's my little rant I have. If you're coming back from a trip from Japan, from China to Europe, whichever it is you coming from, which the coronavirus coming at, the people at the airport are not scanning people who may or may not have the coronavirus. And I really do not understand why they're not doing it. And that's why a lot of cities and a lot of people are getting killed due to the daily disease. And you're not doing your jobs to make sure that the people who are at risk of getting the coronavirus, I don't care how strong your immune systems are. If you're gonna get checked out, you better get checked out now. And I was watching Inside Edition yesterday when they talked about a girl who was coming from college. Well, I think one of our college friends who came from somewhere, and the people at the airport didn't even scan her or check her or something. They just told her to just go. Like, bruh, you you don't know if you end up catching the coronavirus, because now you're gonna end up spreading the disease on people that might get affected by you. Let me just say this though: if even if or you don't have the coronavirus, you better separate yourself and you better stay away from. You know what? You better stay away from people who are dealing with this for real. Because the last thing that a person will be dealing with is sickness. I mean, this is just crazy, man. Straight up. And I just had to throw that little rant, man, because the people at the airport should be very smart enough to check your passengers and your guests who were coming from different, field trips and stuff without even having the virus. And you know what I'm saying? People in the Manhattan got it. I think they said something about Kansas City or Kansas City is the first case of the coronavirus. Uh, I know Maryland got it, Manhattan got it. I'm definitely praying for my family at North Carolina that, what I'm saying, North Carolina has now gotten the coronavirus, and I'm praying that South Carolina doesn't get it. I'm praying that DC doesn't get it because DC is my home, is where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? I'm from here, and I'm praying that they don't get it. We don't get the coronavirus. So, and this is what they're always telling us: keep washing your hands with hand and soap and hand sanitizers. And I got, yeah, I mean, y'all see how ashy my hand is? I look old as a mug. This is why I need to start putting lotion on. Every time you wash your hands with hand and soap, put lotion on straight up like that. Man, there's so many people out there who are getting sick and died from coronaviruses. This is why you shouldn't be touching things, period. Not even in stores. So try to see what else I want to bring up. I, yeah, I want to talk about the WWE for a minute. At this point, I really just don't care about this company anymore because there's some PG stuff in it, but there are a few things I liked about was the whole segment with Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre, and just gave him the running kick once in the ring, twice on stage. He gave it to him 3 times, and I think this is probably Brock Lesnar's way of putting younger talent over, and that right there was the nice thing I've ever saw. It was entertaining, it was fun, and it was great to get the crowd popping. But what I don't understand is that since this is 2020, you should be going back to your 2 hour show, your 2 hour format, like they used to do, instead of a 3 hour format. Because there's a reason why, you know, not many of us haven't watched Raw or SmackDown, and it's starting to show. It's starting to show. And quite frankly, this is one of the main reasons why I just gave up on wrestling. Period. Especially coming from the WWE. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. The only way for me to start watching wrestling is when Undertaker, Stone Cold, Rock, um, legends among legends that comes back and you name it. They're gonna boost the ratings up. And what you people need to understand is when legends come back, the ratings go crazy. So you can't get mad at them for fans liking PG over, I mean not PG, but liking the Attitude Era more than PG. And you can't expect them to stay in the future because when it comes to legends like Undertaker or Stone Cold and them, it screams nostalgia. It screams Attitude Era. It screams the Ruthless Aggression Era. But to me, if there's one thing I can say about The Undertaker, it's that he defined all eras. Attitude Era, Ruthless, Ruthless Aggression Era, New Generation Era, PG Era, Reality Era. And each time when Taker is on TV, he can make things work. He can make things a lot more watchable than your PG products. And that's saying something. So I think him versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania 36, it's going to be very interesting to watch. I can tell it's going to be a fun match. I can tell it's going to have people carrying for the match for the next 20 years or so for the most talked about WrestleMania moment of all time. And it's starting to show that. So my point I'm trying to make here is that legends are a larger than lifetime characters, and they do draw big ratings. But people like John Cena don't. He chased viewers away. And as far as like SmackDown on Fox goes, I don't see it getting any better. You know what I'm saying? They swerved the mess out of all of us, claiming that the show's gonna get better, but it just seems like it's not. So whatever they say, out of their mouth, I don't believe until they get better. I'd rather not watch because it's the same old nonsense. Nothing has changed. Nothing is new. Nothing is being creative. So Vince McMahon can give a crap about us, what we think. So I said, screw it. I might as well not watch Raw or SmackDown anymore. Or even watch that forgettable show NXT. I mean, why watch a boring show when you could watch AEW, which that company alone is way entertaining than the WWE will ever be, because they're doing some TV-14 stuff, PG-14 things, R-rated sexual moments. They're swearing a lot, and that's what makes AEW the most enjoyable company around. And whether people like it or not, AEW is still one of the best companies. You know, despite some of the indie wrestling moments, though, I'd rather just ignore that. Just focus on the most important things like John Moxley, Cody Rhodes, uh, Jericho, um, Sam Guevara, uh, Jake 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 Hager. You know, their inner circle. I rather focus on that than to watch the indie garbage like the Young Bucks. I never liked those guys. All they do is flips instead of wrestling. Like, come on, you guys are like the prototypes of the Hardy Boys. So there I said it. And let speaking of AEW, AEW has been killing it. With continuing to beat NXT week after week. Well, not week after week, but some weeks they have. But you know what? I really feel like that AEW is going to be the future. And Cody Rhodes, I think Cody Rhodes said something about that he wants to compete with the WWE uh, if he wanted to. If he could, I hope that this could make Vince McMahon change his ways and change how his product is. Then you want to be going through this crap now, today. So AEW is the A+ show. Despite some issues, it's still one of the most enjoyable shows in wrestling history. And you cannot change a fact. You can't even change a fan's perspective on a company. I mean, listen, Jim Ross is gonna ask you, you know, what did you think of the show? And quite frankly, some people have their opinions on it. Some hate it, some love it, but those who hate it are even NXT, aka the PG fans of the WWE. They want to talk smack about AEW, so you got yourself a war. Wednesday Night War, which means that AEW is still crushing NXT in all times because of the ratings. And to be honest, I really don't care about the ratings anymore because ratings just don't even matter. I just want to see good wrestling shows. Raw and SmackDown are not doing so. Same old format, same old soap opera crap that we don't even need. And they're just basically letting us know that it's basically time for us to either switch sides. So I'd rather stick to AEW because they got better promotion, they got better wrestling talents, plus they're allowing wrestlers to get control over the characters and their storylines. And I say this is a good thing. And it's something about AEW that just screams attitude error and mixed with WCW. And when I watch AEW, I feel like I'm getting that 1997's WCW moments when it came to the crowds. They were crushing WWF in the 90s at the time, and now their AEW is doing the exact same thing what WCW did back in 1997 when they were crushing Vince McMahon back then. I mean, AEW is that show, and that's why I prefer that over PG. True story. So let's talk about Power Rangers for a minute. So everybody is still talking about the Real Soldier season getting adapted for a Power Rangers show next year, season 28, and some are excited about it and some are not because they want their favorite Super Sentai season to be adapted. And the Power Rangers and the WWE fan base are just so alike. They complain about not getting what they want. They complain about not getting their favorite season slash wrestler a chance to shine, a chance to get adapted, a chance to grow. But the thing is, when it comes to Hasbro and Power Rangers, if they see something that looks like like it's going to be a Power Ranger season, then I would have to say go for it. I mean, adapt whatever fits you as long as the season is done right. I mean, look what happened to Beast Morphers. They went all the way back to 2012, and Beast Morphers has turned out good. Not perfect, but good. So you got your positive result from that from season one. And season two has just beginning. It's just the beginning of it. So you've seen my video when I talked about the episode 3 preview clip of Rangers fighting Gamatron, creating new Rangers, and the whole fight begins. And I could tell it's going to be a good focus episode of Devin, which is he's one of my favorite characters on the show. Uh, I think Ryu Soldier as a dinosaur Power Ranger season can work. I mean, I know everybody is tired of dinosaurs all the time, but you got to understand dinosaurs sell. All the other stuff, they don't. Just like how many Morphin Power Rangers sells. Whatever comic they put out, whatever toys they put out, whatever video game they put out, it's basically all about Mighty Morphin. They're not the greatest. They're not perfect when it comes to the show, but the comics made them feel real, and plus they make sense, and that's why Mighty Morphin they sell. They make quick cash, you know what I'm saying, and that's why people, basically like Mighty Morphin just because of that nostalgia. It may not make sense, but it's still part of the franchise. It was their first, but it's not the best and it's not the greatest. So you gotta have to understand that. And as Real Soldier case might be, I think for it to be adopted for the next Power Ranger season next year, I will hope that Becky Barrs now are fired from Power Rangers and left from the franchise for good. Those two ruined Ninja Steel and they ruined some episodes from Beast Morphers when it comes to the beat plots. I sometimes wonder what happened to the good old days when the Rangers shows used to have and focus on A plots instead of B plots. I mean, someone let me know what's going on. But I can tell you the main reasons why they're adapting Ryu Soldier. It's been rumors for months and weeks, and guess what? Ryu Soldiers came true. And the reason why they liked it, I mean, they're adapting it because of the costumes, the Zords, the weapons. I mean, the costumes look pretty good, in my opinion. So they're like a mix with Kamen Rider and Dino Charge at the same time. So I'm still happy that Ryu Soldier is going to get adapted because when I first seen the trailer, I wasn't expected none of this at all until just recently. But you know what? On top of that, sometimes being a Power Rangers fan sucks due to the Rangers smarts, wrestling smarts, and I really feel like that both fan base are really toxic in times. And sometimes people just don't want to hear the truth. So I just screw it. I'm not never gonna say nothing. So if you say one negative opinion about one person, their fan base is gonna come at you like a pack of wolves. And that's basically how it is. So try to figure out what else I want to talk about. Uh, oh yeah. Uh, so so Evo is canceling the Final Combat fighting game tournament due to the coronavirus. So I know there's gonna be a whole lot of people that were looking forward to seeing competitors go at each other in the Mortal Kombat fighting game tournaments. So due to the coronavirus, they will no longer be hosting any shows as long as the coronavirus is dead. And until they get things out of control, nothing's gonna happen. So yeah. And my advice for you all: please wash your hands with water and soap, so that way you won't catch the disease and worry about catching the coronavirus. Please wash your hands at all times. That's all I have to say. So that's gonna be it for my chill stream third episode. tomorrow I'm going to be probably um, going live or even doing an episode of Beast Morphers. If I do, I'll probably just do like a regular video, or maybe I could just watch the episode with you guys. So just in case. And yeah, until then, this is Oh, before I do that, I want to give a shout out to one of my favorite YouTubers, my YouTube friends, um, Video Game Lover 58, you, Aaron Johnson, who else? Danielle Edwards, uh, and even some new up and comers who subscribe to my channel. Not yet, but hopefully they will. Who are just watching my streams and heard me talk about some things and stuff. Uh, Perfect Welch, JJ, uh, um, Mr. Winnie Productions, ZHC, Pure Lost Galaxy. I mean Pure Lost Galaxy 2014. Uh, I'll probably do that tomorrow. Whenever I get a chance. So, all right, y'all. That's gonna be it for my stream. Thank you for tuning in, Brandon. Thank you for communicating with me. Thank you for chatting with me as always. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all to death. Until then, this is David from this is DHR2 Productions. Love y'all.